Our evening thunderstorms are winding down, but I've got additional rounds of boomers showing up in your hour-by-hour forecast just ahead.
It's a mess. That's all I can say.
Strong winds in Lexington take out a tree, and that tree seriously damages a home.
The Supreme Court's ruling on same-sex marriage has some county leaders protesting marriage while others are preaching acceptance.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening to you. A stormy start to our work week. We saw some showers and strong storms roll through central Kentucky tonight, leaving behind some damage. We'll take a look at that damage in just a moment, but we begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. He's tracking some more storms for our Tuesday. How about it, Chris?
Yeah, going to be a bumpy next several days across central and eastern Kentucky, and of course it's been really bumpy for the past couple of weeks, but we look at our live First Alert Defender, and you do notice things are calming down considerably from where we were earlier in the day. Most of the bluegrass region in pretty good shape now, though the thunderstorms that we had earlier in the day now well off to our south. But folks, London, Corbin, Somerset, you're going to look toward your southern sky, and it's still going to be lighting up courtesy of some big storms into the Volunteer State. Into parts of eastern Kentucky, get into urban Estill County. That's a little thunderstorm trying to pop here. It's very small showing up on Defender. A couple of strikes of lightning with the cells in and around Cave Run Lake. Morehead State University up toward the Vanceburg area. Those storms earlier today, though, packing a punch and very photogenic. We were showing you some of our Weather Watcher photos at the time we were getting those storms. How about this shot coming out of Richmond from Ron Aranda, our Weather Watcher down here. That line of storms working its way on through. That same line then passed into Estill County. After the storm went through, our Weather Watcher Virgil Edwards capturing mammatus clouds here. See those little cotton ball looking clouds? That's what we were dealing with behind some of those storms. Amber, it's a flow that is from the northwest, and there's another system that has its eyes set on the Bluegrass State for Tuesday. That means more thunderstorms. I've actually got a lot of storms to show you in the updated hour-by-hour forecast in less than 10 minutes.
All right, sounds interesting, Chris. Thank you. A Lexington homeowner is lucky tonight, even though her house is damaged. This afternoon's storm knocked a large tree over, and it fell right on her house. It happened on Rocky Hill Terrace. The homeowner was at the home when it happened, but managed to escape unharmed. Sam Smith gets a look at the damage in our top story at 11.
And I looked over and seen the tree falling.
Witnesses could do nothing but watch as this large tree fell on this home.
I thought it was going to go all the way through, but it didn't.
Pat Wellman was the only one home at the time, and she was in a different part of the house.
Well, I was in the den, and when the storms were going through and the house shook, I ran to the back, and this is what I saw.
Now, this large tree not only caused damage to the roof, it also caused damage to 2 bedrooms inside.
The whole roof is laying in my 2 bedrooms. The trusses, all the insulation, everything's in there.
Wellman says she's lived here for about 50 years, and this tree is about 50 years old. She never expected it to come down in a storm.
Maybe a limb would have come down, but I never would have thought the whole tree. I would have thought a tornado would take those down, but I was wrong.
Winds at the time are estimated to have been 50 miles per hour.
It's scary, you know, it could have happened to anyone.
Fortunately, Wellman was not in the tree's path and was able to walk away from this unharmed.
It's a mess. That's all I can say.
In Lexington, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Well, that tree is huge. Wellman says she will stay with family until repairs are made. A tree on South Cleveland in Lexington was knocked over during this afternoon's storm. We're told it hit some windstream lines, but no one was injured. Crews at the scene believe wind caused that tree to fall over. And it was high water from all the rain earlier tonight that caused some issues for drivers. Lexington police tell us that a drainage pipe on Loudon Avenue burst around 5, causing water to flood the street. Police shut down eastbound lanes of Loudon past Russell Cave for about an hour. We're told that no cars got stuck in the high water there. And remember, if you have storm pictures to share with us, just look for the eyewitness section of WKYT.com or send them to our Facebook or Twitter. Well, a state police trooper killed in the line of duty has been laid to rest. Today, hundreds of people from all across the country were in Anderson County to say goodbye to Trooper Eric Chrisman. The 23-year-old died in a crash last week while responding to a call near the Marshall-Livingston County line. Chrisman graduated from the police academy 6 months ago. Police from as far away as California made the trip to Lawrenceburg to offer one last salute.
This young man, he dedicated his life at a very young age. He was only 23 years old to come and serve and wear the uniform, and I'm humbled to have been able to say we had somebody like that in our agency.
The class of troopers who graduated with Chrisman in January stood watch at his graveside as the state police honor guard gave his parents the flag that had covered his coffin. One man is dead and a public official is in the hospital after a crash in Perry County tonight. Police in Hazard say the crash happened around 7:15 on Combs Road. Police believe one of the cars crossed the center line and hit the other car head on. One of the drivers died while his passenger went to the hospital. The driver of the other car, Perry County District Court Judge Leanne Stevens, was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay. The name of the other victims have not been released. The Supreme Court ruling on same-sex marriage has some opening their arms to the idea, while others are simply not willing to accept it. Many churches were quick to take a stance, but tonight we found one Eastern Kentucky congregation who says when their doors are open, it's all about acceptance.
With legal marriage now an option for many in the gay and lesbian community, convictions run strong.
I'm not a supporter of same-sex marriage, and I wasn't a supporter of the Supreme Court decision on a personal level.
In Jackson County, Shane Gabbard, the judge executive, says his county will honor a marriage license for a same-sex couple, but as for his justice of the peace duties as judge executive and as a minister, he will not be performing same-sex marriages. In Rowan County, a roadblock for couples there looking to get their license. The county clerk, Kim Davis, told us her deep beliefs will not allow her to be a part of the ruling, meaning she isn't issuing any marriage licenses to same-sex couples or heterosexual couples for that matter. One place not turning away same-sex couples is an Eastern Kentucky church where members say acceptance is what they preach.
He didn't pick and choose. He made us all.
Take one look outside St. James Episcopal Church in Prestonsburg, and it's clear that their church doors are open to all.
We have gays and lesbians in our church. I don't react to them. I don't think any different than I do anybody else.
Reverend Sister Judy Yunker has been at the church for 2 years. She says while so many are unaccepting, she wants her church to inspire others to accept.
I think the love that we can create, the acceptance that we are able to create, attracts other people.
Now, when it comes to the Rowan County clerk refusing to issue any marriage licenses, we reached out to the governor's office, and he tells us while there are certainly strongly held views on both sides of the issue, the fact remains that each clerk vowed to uphold the law regardless of his or her personal beliefs. He goes on to say, I appreciate the clerks who are fulfilling their duties, issuing licenses to all couples, and I would expect others to execute the duties of their offices as prescribed by law and to issue marriage licenses to all Kentuckians. A big win today for the coal industry. The Supreme Court rejected the Environmental Protection Agency's rules requiring power plants to cut certain emissions. The court ruled the EPA must reconsider its regulations on mercury and other emissions from coal-fired power plants. They say the agency did not consider the cost of the regulations on utilities and power customers before implementing them. Kentucky and 20 other states challenged the rules, and lawmakers from Eastern Kentucky tell us the ruling is long overdue.
Hopefully, with this ruling, we can fire some of our coal-fired plants up and start working on whittling and getting these bills back down to where they need to be.
The regulations will remain in place while the EPA decides how to rewrite them to account for the cost. Prisons are meant to keep people in, but some inmates at a minimum security prison have been getting out. According to prison data obtained by WKYT, in the past 5 years, an average of 5 inmates escape from Blackburn Correctional Complex in Lexington each year. So far this year, 5 inmates have already escaped. A veteran employee with the prison tells us he thinks the escapes are tied to the warden's decision to give inmates an extra hour in the yard each night. The warden pushed the inmate head count back from 8 to 9 p.m. in 2013. 12 of the 18 escapes since then were reported after 8 p.m. And in 4 of the escapes this year, the Department of Corrections reported that the inmates walked away between 9 and 10 at night.
Impossible. Impossible. There's no way that could happen. That's when they discover them missing. And that's what they're not telling the public.
Just wanted to give them an extra, especially this time of year when it doesn't start getting dark until around 9 p.m.
Well, the prison's warden says he doesn't think adding another inmate count before 9 or putting up fences is necessary because it is a minimum security prison. But the officer who worked there for more than 5 years says if it's too easy for inmates to walk off. A sharply divided Supreme Court has upheld the use of a controversial drug in lethal injection executions. The court ruled 5-4 in a case from Oklahoma that the sedative midazolam can be used in executions without violating the prohibition on cruel and unusual punishment. After the ruling, Kentucky Justice Cabinet Secretary J. Michael Brown issued a statement saying, quote, while the Supreme Court today reaffirmed the constitutionality of capital punishment, its ruling did not change the immediate status of executions in Kentucky. We remain under a Franklin Circuit Court injunction against implementing our execution regulations or proceeding with any executions. The minimum wage is going up in Louisville on Wednesday despite efforts to stop it. Today, a circuit court judge upheld Louisville's minimum wage ordinance starting July 1st. The minimum wage employees will make $7.75 an hour. That's up from $7.25, a rate set by the General Assembly. Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher says he's happy for the ruling, saying it's time to give working families more money in their paychecks so they can reinvest in the local economy. But some business groups don't see that happening.
What it does, though, it raises the floor, so all the wages across the board go up, not just in the minimum wage bands. So what you see are higher prices, and that'll pass through to us.
Louisville's minimum wage will go up to $9 over the next 3 years. In Lexington, Urban County Council members say they want all legal action surrounding Louisville's wage hike completely resolved before they move forward. That includes appeals. For now, the issue has been tabled in Lexington, but council can decide to bring it back. School administrators in Kentucky are getting ready for the new dropout law that goes into effect at the beginning of July. The dropout age has been raised from 16 to 18, meaning some students who legally left school will now have to go back. The state legislature passed a law in 2013 giving school districts the option to raise the age. Once 55% of districts did it, it meant that all districts had to. All but 7 public school districts will have the new policy this coming fall. The rest will begin with the 2017-2018 school year. Family members and now police officers are asking for your help in solving a Madison County double murder. The bodies of Karen Rollins Simpson and her boyfriend Avery Evans were found inside their home a year ago on Valley Street in Richmond. To this day, officers haven't arrested anyone for their murders. Neighbors tell us they think a reward will get more people talking.
It's possible. There are some people that probably know something that want to talk for $5,000, you know. That's what the idea of the reward is. Going to speak up. It's an incentive.
Richmond police are offering a $5,000 reward to anyone who is able to lead them to an arrest and a conviction. Well, there has been another bear sighting, this time in Perry County. This bear was spotted on Old 80 near Combs Bridge. The woman who took the pictures says she last saw the bear 2 weeks ago, but her neighbors have spotted it since then. She thinks it's sticking around for food. Fish and Wildlife say if you see a bear, try to figure out what's attracting the animal and then remove it.